Hey everybody, and welcome to Meals with Melissa, where I come up with healthier options of things that you love to eat. Now, I know I'm on a pumpkin spice kick. I cannot help it. You're probably going to get it until Thanksgiving, which is in a couple weeks here. So, definitely trying to help you out with the things that you want to make healthier. And I'm going to come up with some Thanksgiving recipes as well because, you know, you have two options there. Now, for me, I like to eat super clean 90% of the time, and then I like to eat Thanksgiving whatever it is that we're gonna have. I like all the good stuff, but I make myself kind of earn it. So I look a little bit differently these days than I used to, but if you really wanna make some healthier things, it's very easy to do. Pinterest can be your friend. All right, so I know last time I made a pumpkin fluff. This time we're making a pudding. Really kind of the same thing. This is just a slightly different recipe. I wanna throw it your way in case you wanna try something new. Okay, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna start with vanilla protein powder. Now this is what I use at my house when I do use it. We don't do a lot of supplements or protein powders at my house because I prefer that we eat real food. It's more bioavailable to our bodies. Our bodies better use it, right? But when I do use it, this is a great option. This is an isolate that has no fat, no sugar, no carbs. So we're gonna take 1 scoop of the protein powder. Now I'm gonna use a hand mixer, but the original recipe actually calls for a some sort of a I can't even think what it's called. The little processor, food processor. It's definitely Monday. I can't help that. All right, so 1 scoop of vanilla powder. I like vanilla because it really goes with any flavor that you want to add to it, which works great. To that, I'm going to add 1/3 cup of pumpkin puree. Now, don't add pumpkin pie mix because that already contains some sugar. We want the puree, so I'm going to add 1/3 cup. Now this is a full recipe, just so that you know. Normally I do like a half recipe, just so that I'm making small batches. But for this recipe, we're actually going to do a full recipe. And I couldn't find the small cans of pumpkin puree. We're going to have to go with the big one, which is fine. I'm just going to keep making some more recipes. All right, so 1/3 cup of the pumpkin puree. I'm going to mix that in. Okay, I'm actually going to throw everything in there and then I'm going to mix it together. And I do have a food processor, but to me this is actually a little cleaner and easier option for this. All right, so to this I'm going to add 1/3 cup of vanilla flavored unsweetened almond milk, which we keep in the house anyway. That's our coffee creamer because it's very low calorie and better than a sugar-free creamer. Look at the ingredient list and see what you think on that one. All right, so 1/3 cup, mix that in there. Sorry, I know you can hear my puppy in the background who is running back and forth because he thinks it's fun. All right, so I'm gonna mix that in there. To that, I'm also gonna add, now this is a new ingredient, I haven't used much of this, but I do believe that it is a thickener, right? Anyway, works alongside a lot of keto recipes because it doesn't have any carbohydrates in it. So I'm gonna add 1 teaspoon of Xantham Gum. And I just found this at my local grocery store. If you can't find it somewhere local, you can always order it from an online option like Amazon, although seriously not a fan at this point of Amazon. Yep, they took away our 2-day shipping and I'm not sure what we're paying for at this point. All right, to that I'm also going to add some sugar-free, cheesecake flavored sugar-free pudding. All right, so I've already opened it. There you go, looks like that. All right, I'm gonna add 1 tablespoon of this flavoring. Okay. Now, remember that this is a processed food. This is not something that you should eat unlimited amounts of. It does have some additives, preservatives, and I do believe that they use sucralose in it, which can spike blood sugar. I'll have to double check the ingredient list. I'm a big fan of reading the ingredient list. You know, a lot of people go off just the food label, the nutrition label, and it's just not enough information because a lot of times it will say 0 sugars, but you'll notice down in the ingredient list there's 3 different types of sugar in there. And that's because food companies are able to use loopholes, right? They just want to sell you something. All right, to this I'm also going to add a 1/2 teaspoon of ground cinnamon. Now, you could also use pumpkin pie spice. It is the season to find that pretty much everywhere, and that works just as well. Okay, so I'm going to throw this in here, and then I'm just going to mix it for a minute with my hand mixer. Now, I actually had to buy a hand mixer last time because I didn't have one. The fun thing when your kids leave home, they like to take some of the equipment that they want with them. All right, I know, it happens. All right, mix this for a minute with my hand mixer. It's gonna be a little noisy. Oh, there we go. Make sure it gets nice and blended well together. Perfect. So you want it to thicken up just a little bit. I'm going to take down the sides with just a rubber scraper real quick. I want to make sure that it gets blended really, really well. And sometimes the powders stick to the bottom, so you want to make sure that they get incorporated really, really well. All right, now you do need to mix this until it starts to thicken up a little bit. So between the xanthan gum and the pudding mix, you should get a nice thick option. And after that, you're going to chill it for a little bit until it's time to eat. And then you can, I like to scoop it as like kind of like a parfait into glasses. It works really great. It's really pretty, and you get to see, if you choose to layer it with some cool sugar-free Cool Whip, it turns out really cute, right? It's kind of a nice Thanksgiving fall treat for whenever you feel like you have that sweet tooth. All right, mix this a little bit more. So we're having issues with my plug in here. There we go. Perfect. All right. So I think you get the gist of it. I'm gonna go ahead and throw that in the fridge for just a few minutes, let it kind of cool off a little bit. Oh, good, it's thickening right up, so that's perfect. You guys, this doesn't have to be complicated. It can be super, super simple. Find ways to indulge your sweet tooth without completely ruining your health goal. You know, it's really not that difficult. Pinterest is your friend. Try some different things. Just make sure you're paying attention to the ingredients and whether or not they fit your macros and work best for you. So I am super excited for the holidays. I am just ready. For some reason, I'm just loving it. It's gotten very cold out, so I'm kind of ready to indulge in all those festivities. I'm just excited for that. So anyway, I'm going to leave the recipe down below. Now listen, if you have a great recipe, I get all my best ideas from you guys. If you have a great recipe you'd love to share, please pass it on. Make sure that it's super simple. Anything that's more than a few ingredients is a little much. I don't do complicated. You might, and it might be a great recipe, but I want to really come up with things that people can make in a very quick way, because that's part of the problem, is most people don't know how to cook. So we're trying to add something to your life without making it complicated. Also, if you're watching this on YouTube, or if you're not, hop over to YouTube, my YouTube channel under Fillmore Fitness. You want to make sure that you subscribe and hit the notification bell so you get all the new ones that come up. And I pretty much do one a week, because we got to have some great recipes for that. Anyway, have an incredible day. Have an incredible Thanksgiving holiday. I can't even talk today. It's definitely Monday. I think it's dark, so that means it's time for bed, right? Anyway, recipe will be down below, and have an incredible week. Stay warm. Bye now.